What's up, you all? I'm Kyle Michael, and I want to do a special video. I felt called to do this tonight. It's a little late, but a lot of times, some of my deepest thoughts come at night. You know, I'm able to think and look up at the stars and really, feel connected to the world and the universe and everything around me. And the thought that hit me was life. Life can be hard. Let's keep it real, okay? Life is hard. It's not easy. And I believe that it's not meant to be. Not this form, not this human life, right? Not on this planet. Because every creature goes through a trying time, right? Of survival and whatnot. And as human beings, we live in a society, we live in a world, especially this culture, where, all things considered, we have it pretty good. Especially if you're in this Western society, overall, we have it pretty good. And I don't want to not think about the many out there that do have it harder, right? Because some people out there have it hard, like really hard, And so my heart always goes out to them. But what I've noticed is it doesn't matter where you are in life, it can be tough. I mean, I've seen people with lots of money, and if you talk to them and you really get deep, they have a hard experience as well in some way. Maybe it's not financially, but oftentimes it can be emotionally, right? So it's like, no matter where you are in life, there's going to be some struggle. There's going to be hard times. And the question is, what do you do? Right? Because being pessimistic is not the way. Being negative isn't a way. This video is in no way, shape, or form trying to discredit or trying to take away of the beauty that is life, right? Because I believe on the other side, life is incredibly beautiful. But it's hard at the same time. And maybe it's meant to be that way. Because if it was all roses all the time, would we really appreciate it? And everybody has those things that get them. And, for me, everyone has those things that are very important and dear to them. And for me, a lot when I think about the things that, I'm really connected to are my relationships, my family, my loved ones. And one thought that has plagued me since I was a little boy is the fact that if I continue here, right, if I continue living, I'm very blessed to be here, but if I continue, then one day loss will come. And that's hard. I have a life where I am able to connect with a lot of people, a lot of human beings along the journey. And I've talked to different individuals who have gone through a serious loss in their life. Some have lost siblings, or someone they were in a relationship with, or a parent. And one thing that I found interesting, not even, I don't know if interesting is the best word, but I noticed, is that they came to me and asked me, how to get over the pain, and how to, let go, and almost came at it like they felt something was wrong with them. And then when I got deep, and then when I just found out how long the process was, they, said maybe 6 months. I remember one person said like it had been like 3 months or something. And my heart just went out so much, because I thought to myself, 3 months, 6 months, a year, like, I haven't gone through necessarily what they went through, but I can imagine, like, it doesn't go away that quickly. You can't be hard on yourself at all. I don't think it ever goes away. But you learn to live with it. And you learn to appreciate those moments that you had. And you realize that the feeling you feel is the proof that you had someone that you cared about deeply. And so it's worth it. The pain, it sucks, but you would never want to give it back, because how beautiful it was, right? You don't ever want to give that back. And so, and everyone processes things differently. There's no wrong or right way. As long as you are doing your best, and you realize that you have to keep going. And it may not be easy, but that's okay. And you keep going, and things do get easier with time. But don't be hard on yourself. Because you think you have, you build relationships with people and whatnot. And losing someone that you love, I think, for me personally, that's the hardest part of life. Even the thought of it, it's hard. That really, whew. But I wouldn't want to lessen the care, if that makes sense. I was having a conversation with some Buddhist practitioners, and I love the philosophy of Buddhism, but there's certain things that I just call into question, and for me. But, when it comes to, a lot of Buddhist philosophy, a big part of it is non-attachment, not to be attached, because if you're attached, when you lose something, you suffer, right? And so they thought maybe they shouldn't, in this conversation, you shouldn't be attached to your loved ones as much, because it's going to cause pain. And, from my perspective, yeah, I guess if you are, the more attached you are, the more, connection you feel if you do lose, to that degree you'll feel pain. But I don't think that trying to run away from the feeling of connection is the right way, because then you're really not living life. That's what life is. I did a video a while back. I know some, kind of touched on this, but that's the experience of life. That's living. And I don't think trying to lessen it by being detached is the best way, or the way. And I wonder what the Buddha would say. Siddhartha Gautama, what he would say. Who knows? But what I feel is that, when it comes to that, and I've talked about it, I feel that attachment's not the issue, it's entanglement that's the issue. And what I mean by that is that there's nothing wrong with being attached, which means that you're connected to something or someone. You're connected to someone. But when you're entangled, that's where you get lost in it. You get trapped in it. And that means you can't move past it. And that's where suffering is. So there's nothing wrong with having that attachment, but you do have to live a life where you can eventually move forward. Always keep going, because we're here and the sun shines with or without us. So we should do our best to shine as much as we can. And guess what? Some days the sun is shining and there's some clouds in the way. It could look pretty gloomy. It doesn't mean the sun's not shining. It just means some clouds are in the way. And I think life can be that way. Doesn't mean that we stop shining. Sometimes clouds get in the way, but it'll pass. All things pass. So, I just wanted to express in this video that life, it's not easy. And it's an emotional roller coaster. But it's worth it. All the feelings that you might be afraid to feel come because of the wonderful feelings you truly wanted to feel. It's a double-edged sword, but it's worth it. And just keep going and keep growing, no matter what you're going through. I don't know what you're going through, but you're not alone. I promise you. I promise you, you're not alone, okay? Okay. I'm gonna end it there. Quick video. Just my heart felt called for some reason to share this. And, that's why it's important to be good to each other. Either way. Thank you all for joining me. If you have any questions about subconscious engineering and hypnotherapy, for things like life, and even getting over certain things, in a genuine way, in a deep way, and in a way that doesn't take away, but just allows you to move on in a powerful way, in a loving way, in a genuine way. You can email me at kylemichael@magicminds.com. And check out my Facebook group, Leaders of Light. I'm Kyle Michael Dory. Pretty easy to find on social media and whatnot. I do Minute of Motivations on Instagram, and that's at Magic Minds. And yeah, all right. Until next time, y'all. Live life and love life.